Welcome guys to another episode of Eye of Terror, and we are back following up with our Necromunda campaign. So it is the second mission for the campaign, and we have Darren back again with his Goliath. So if you watched the last episode where my Gene Stealer cult took on his Goliath, they took a bit of a beating.
Did they ever?
But he only has 3 guys out in recovery. 2 of those guys do have a hand injury. Well, one has a hand injury and one is hobbled, and then the other guy, your Juve, was just out recovering, where everybody else was just out for the match.
Just for the end of the game.
Yeah, so that was good. And then we got Sean over here. Originally, we were just going to have 3 people in this campaign because Sean's going to be leaving to go on a little bit of a vacation over to Europe. Tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow for the day that we're filming. So we're filming on a Tuesday. He's leaving on a Wednesday. So we're going to get some games in for him. And that will sort of help him sort of get into the game and learn it and stuff like that. So there was only going to be myself, Ian, and Darren. And then we're like, yeah, Sean can come for the first little bit. And if he misses out for the last little bit, that's okay. It's not the end of the world. So these 2 are going to be playing against each other. So we have Goliath over here. And then we're using the legendary gang rules for Sean. And he's going to be using the Saar rules. I don't have any Saar models. So what we're using is Tempestus Scion models, because they're sort of like a very military-like, heavy machinery-based type guys, at least in my opinion. So they sort of fit the theme. So yes, they're proxies, but they're all painted up and they look good, in my opinion. Not to be considered.
In my opinion too, yeah.
So, and they'll work. So, and then, so he's playing Saar. It's his first match, so it's 1,000 credits up against Darren's 625.
675.
675. So Darren is feeling a little bit under the pressure, so you had to bring your A game, I guess.
Well, after a little warm-up game with Sean yesterday, rolling the singles all day long, and my luck's got to change. Sean thinks that he used up his luck in his little test.
I was rolling 6s the entire time.
Someone suggested I, grow some bigger balls and play the game a little, as a tough guy. I just thought I'd bring bigger dice,
not the bigger balls.
But not bigger balls.
Oh my goodness! I
like my balls.
You like your balls.
Right, so
I like the bigger dice. So, but we can't roll it on the table because that's just going to wreck everything.
It'll clear down some terrain.
Unless we're going to do like an orbital bombardment from on top on the models.
It'll give me good cover. Maybe I'll get closer.
Maybe. So we've already rolled off to see what scenario we're playing. We rolled a 11, so Darren with the lower credits gets to pick. So he chose ambush as the scenario. Sean gets to use D3+5 randomly selected models, which we've already determined. So one of his regular gangers is sitting out that has a las gun. Darren gets to use all 5 of his. So the scenario, basically how it is you can't, when you set up the battlefield, you can't have any larger items within 12 inches of the center of the board, but you can have like barricades and other like scatter terrain like that. And then Sean, for his guys, has to roll a d6 for each of his crew members. On a 1 to 5, they have to set up within 6 inches of the center of the board, and then a 6 they can set up anywhere basically. He didn't roll a single 6. So all his guys are in the center of the board.
Starting off
Darren has to try keep killing them off or preventing them from escaping the board edge, because if the game ends when one gang doesn't have any members left on the board, and Sean can actually escape the board if he ends in the end phase within an inch of it, and then his models can escape, and those models earn an extra experience by doing that. So Darren wants to prevent Sean from escaping. There are some special rules. So Darren does get to surprise attack. So what happens is Darren gets to activate D3 models before Sean gets his first activation. So when you activate a model, if it's your champion or leader, you technically can group activate.
Yes.
Which means you have a chance of activating everybody before Sean gets even one activation in there. That's pretty good.
Hope it evens the game for me. I'm going to.
We hope so.
Have a hard time fighting into the next one.
Absolutely. Though, mind you, with the surprise attack, what happens though is every model only gets 1 action unless they can make a cool test in the first round. So first round, everybody has to test their cool to see if they actually get 2 or 1 actions. If they fail, it's 1. If they pass, 2. So that is that. So we'll show you the boards, we'll show you the gangs, and we'll get right into the match next with the big dice. So here we are with the Goliath gang that Darren will be playing with. So you can see that he has 5 guys up front and 3 guys in the back. So over here we have Thor, who is one of Darren's champions. He's currently sitting at 3 experience, no issues, he survived last match. Then we have over here, who is this guy?
That would be
Melbex. So Melbeck's, he survived last game as well. He's sitting at 1 experience. Then we have Fen, I believe. This is Fen, yes, because he has a knife on the back. He's also sitting at 1 experience from participating in the last battle. Then we have Iron Jaws. Iron Jaws is sitting at 1 experience. Really didn't get into the game until the end, and by the end he just couldn't do anything. And I forgot a special rule with my leader for my Gene Stealer called Hypnotize, which means by you attacking him, you would have had to made a willpower check, and if you failed, then your attacks automatically end, your activation ends, which kind of sucks because it could have helped my guy out a little bit. Not that you killed him or anything like that, but it's extra defense.
We were tripping on our shoes.
That is true. That is true. Then over here we have. Who is this model here? This is Raditz. He's the grenade launcher guy, also sitting at 1 experience. And in the back, you have Karok, who is sitting out and has a hand injury, so his weapon skill is now a 4+. You have Pukes, who is just sitting out this game in recovery. And then on the end, Arjak, who is hobbled, so he has a -1 to his movement speed. Shit. Boo, that sucks.
We gotta get him some Hot Wheels.
So that is the gang that Darren is starting it with. Okay, and so here we are with the stand-ins for the Van Saar models using the legendary gang rules. I'm just using the Tempestus Scions from 40k because they sort of look like they're in environmental suits, some of them, stuff like that. So I think they'll do for right now until the sexy-looking Van Saar models come out. I really actually do love what the new models look like. They are really good. So Sean did roll, like I said already, to see how many gang members he's getting, and he has 7 gang members that he came out, or is coming into the battle with, and all of them are setting up within 6 inches of the center of the board, because we already rolled that as well. The only one that is sitting out here is this model here, which is his Mick, I think. Yep. Mick is standing out, so because he has 8 models, we just rolled a D8, and it just happened to roll a 7, which is Mick's profile.
Lucky number.
All right. Starting off over here, who is this guy?
That is Senes Ken.
Senes Ken? Okay, he's your leader for your gang?
Yep.
What does he have?
He's got a sword, auto pistol, and bolt gun.
Ooh, and his skill is what?
He's an overseer, which means he can, within 12 inches of anybody, he can command them to do 2 actions.
Absolutely. Then you got your 2 champions here.
The first one on the right is JF626.
Okay. So not even giving a name, just giving a number, because they're going to die eventually is what's going to happen, right?
He'll be down.
Yeah.
He's numbered. He has a plasma gun and an auto pistol.
And an auto pistol, okay. And what is his skill?
His skill is Ballistic Expert.
Ooh, nice. And then next is...
JF627.
Okay. So, again, no names, because they're going to die eventually, is your thought? Or that's what Darren's hoping?
Well, he has the same loadout as the first guy, but his skill is Fast Shot instead.
Ooh, nice. And then over here we have...
That is my Juve. His name is Rook.
Rook. Okay.
Yep.
Short for rookie, I guess. Maybe. Yeah, see.
Simple.
What does he have on him?
He's got an auto pistol and a fight knife.
Ooh, and then up next we have...
Billy the Kid.
Billy the Kid. So Billy the Kid has what? He's just a ganger.
Yeah. He's got a sword and a bolt pistol.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. And then over here we got 2 last guys.
The first one on the right is Mitch.
Okay. Not Mick, like the guy that's sitting out. Nope. It's Mitch.
It's Mitch.
Okay.
And he has a las gun.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it.
And then the last one is Vince.
Okay.
He also has a las gun.
All right. So that is Sean's gang. So we will come back with deployment and showing you the board next. So here we are with the board today that Darren and Sean are playing on. So we can't have any large pieces of terrain within 12 inches of the center of the board. So they're sort of out and about, but you can have your scatter terrain, so like the barricades and crates and stuff along those lines. So we've already deployed. Sean had to set up all 7 of his guys in the center of the board. So he has his 1 champion, 627 over there, 626 is over here. He has his, what is your leader's name? Senes Ken. There. He has his Juve over here, and then his 2 lasgun gangers, and his 1 bolt pistol and sword ganger over there. Darren then had to set his guys up outside of 6 inches if his opponent can't draw a line of sight to him, or outside of 12 inches if they can. So he put up his grenade launcher guy up here because he basically can cover the entire board with a shot if needed. He put Iron Jaws behind there because nobody actually can draw a line of sight because he's behind that like hump portion of the terrain. And then he's outside at 12 and outside of 6 on these guys who can't draw a line of sight to him. They are within 4 inches of each other to group activate. He has Fen over here. So that's Melbex, I should say, as well, with Ironjaws. He has Fen over here, who is within a shorter distance, not 12, but nobody can draw a line of sight on him. And then he has Thor over there by himself. So that is that for deployment and setup. Darren has first activation, so before Darren activates, though, he needs to roll the D3, and that's how many activations he gets. Round 1 before Sean gets it. So he gets 3 activations. So he should be able to activate everybody.
Bigger dice. Bigger dice.
Bigger dice. Yes. So he should be able to activate everybody before Sean. So we'll see what happens. Darren, you're going to be activating your grenade launcher guy first.
Yes, please.
Alright. So round 1, you got to make a cool test to see how many actions he gets. So roll 2d6. Okay, so there's a 4. Roll another d6.
All right.
So 2d6, yeah. And a 2, so that's a 6 in total. Your ganger has a cool of 5, so he does get both his actions this turn. So what's your first action going to be?
I don't have to aim, do I?
You should aim.
No, we're going to aim.
You're going to aim.
Right.
You get a +1 to hit, right?
Okay.
And then what are you going to do? Are you going to do Frag Grenade? That's what you said?
Frag Grenade right here.
So he's going to place the hole just in between the 2 models there. So that way, if he
target.
hits... it is definitely within 24 inches, so if it hits, then it will not go anywhere. So yeah, just like that, it's going to hit both of them. Alright, so you need to roll a hit and roll your ammo. So 1d6 plus your ammo roll. Let's see what happens. Alright, so you miss. It's going to scatter. So now roll the scatter die, which is right over there. By the yeah, and a d6 with it as well. Roll a d6 at the same time. And just roll, let's see where it goes. Alright, so you're going to go 4 inches off that away. I don't think you're going to hit anybody actually with him at that point in time.
Nope.
Nope, so it's out in the middle of nowhere. Darren's second activation, what are you going to do here?
We're going to group activate over here between the leader and I think it's Fen.
So Ironjaws and Melbex there?
Oh,
yeah.
Melbex, sorry.
Yeah, Melbex.
And
yeah.
we're just going to make a movement.
Okay, well, let's see what you're going to do your leader first.
We'll do the leader first. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll come back and see where he moves. So Darren here is going to, are you going to activate your Stim Sug Slash to give him +2 movement, +2 strength and toughness on your leader?
Yep.
Okay, and then you failed your cool test, so he only gets 1 action this turn as well. So you can move him 6 inches, or who knows what else. It's up to you. We'll see where he moves to, or what he's going to do. Over here, Ironjaws just moves into full cover, so if anybody does shoot him, you know, it takes a little bit more. So then we'll move back into Melbex next. Darren's going to roll his cool test for Melbex to see how many actions he gets, so he needs 5 or higher. So he's good with a 6. So he gets
double ones.
He gets both his actions this turn, but he only has movement 4. So we'll see what happens. Darren's first action is to move up there, and hopefully behind full cover from everybody, and then he's going to probably shoot somebody. Who are you going to shoot at?
Let's shoot everybody.
Yeah, he's the closest guy that you can draw line of sight. You can draw line of sight to. So, but you could choose to shoot him if you make a cool test to see if you can bypass him if you wanted to.
All right, let's take a look here.
So it's cool 5, Melbex. All your gangers have cool 5.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, so
right here.
You're gonna shoot that guy?
Yeah.
All right, not the plasma guy. Sounds good.
Well,
you do have line of sight to that him as well.
We're talking 12.
You can't measure, no pre-measuring.
Yeah, read.
Yes.
Oh, I'm afraid
No
it might not be a
pre-measuring.
12.
We'll see who he fires at. So he's gonna not shoot at the plasma guy. He's gonna shoot at the ganger there. So you aren't in short range, so you need 4s to hit him.
Okay, here we go.
Yes. You hit.
Boom.
No ammo check needed. So he is pinned, and so roll the wounds. So you need 4s to wound him. No, you got to roll a d6 first off.
Yeah, gosh.
Roll.
Every time
Yeah.
I think the injury and the wound as 2 different things.
So it is a wound. He does get a 5+ armor save though, because he does have mesh armor on his guys. So just
here, should we?
well,
Whatever.
yes, that works for me. All right, it's 3, so he does not save it. So now roll your injury die to see what happens to him. And he is out of action. All right, Melbex gains an experience. And he is out of action. Darren, roll me 2d6. One is 10s column, one roll them separately, so we know what one's 10s.
Here we go. You ready?
Yeah. So 43. We'll see what that is on the lasting injury chart. That model there, what is his name? Do you?
His name, I do believe.
Was it Mitch?
I do believe.
Or
it's,
Vince?
I do believe it's Mitch.
All right.
No, it's Vince.
Vince. Vince is, with rolling of a 43, he receives a grievous injury, so the fighter goes into recovery. Now, the only thing is we measured this model here and this model here are both within 3 inches of Mitch. So when somebody's taken out of action or goes in serious injury, they need to make a nerve test, which is 2d6, and you need to roll equal to or higher than your cool rating. Which your cool rating on your champion is what, 5, I believe?
5, yeah.
And what about your other guy?
That's a 7.
That's a 7. All right, so just roll right here for me. Move that.
Right.
So first guy, who are you going to do first?
Let's go with the champion first.
Okay, so the champion needed 5s, and he's a 7, so that's good. Or he rolls a 7. So the next guy is your.
I need a 7 or higher.
Billy the Kid. Yeah, you need 7 or higher. See if he. And you fail. So he is broken. So now you roll 2d6, and you got to be out of line of sight of an enemy model. And this is how far he moves. So you're going to move 12 inches, up to 12 inches away, out of line of sight of an enemy model. So Billy the Kid is running. So once he's broken, Billy the Kid runs all the way over here. So he's out of line of sight of the grenade launcher. The only guy that has line of sight on him is Fen here. And Fen, if he does anything towards him, Billy the Kid will have full cover. He doesn't have line of sight to anybody else, which is good for Billy the Kid. We're just not sure for Sean if it's a good or a bad thing. We're thinking it's more good, because if he gets towards the within an inch of the edge of the board when he's running away, then he can just choose to flee, because any model that ends in the end phase that's within an inch for Sean can flee, and then he would gain an experience for that, which is good. Or if he rallies, he gains an experience as well, which will happen in the end phase potentially. So that's good for Darren. He is limiting numbers because he just killed a guy and made another guy break. So we'll see what Darren does next with his last activation. Darren's choosing to activate Thor next, who's hiding behind that barricade there. You're going to do what with him? You're going to do the stem stug slash to give him the 2 inches of movement. Now, you have to roll your cool test to see if he gets 2 actions or 1, so let's see what happens there.
That's 2 die, isn't it?
Alright, so you rolled a 6, that's fine, so because you are cool 5, so he gets both his actions. So I'm curious what he will do. We'll find out. So Darren's going to move Thor first before anything else. So he's going to move his 6 inches out from behind cover to go back into cover. It's probably the best spot because you can shoot right through that hole and you still have full cover, which is nice. He does have full cover from you though, so if you do go to shoot him, you're going to be shooting with a -2 to your roll. Alright. Darren, you're going to do what with him for his second action?
We're going to take shot into...
Alright.
Alright,
so you have -2 to your roll. What is your ballistic skill?
Thor, ballistic 4s.
Okay, so you need 6s to hit him. If you get a 6...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But what happened with my stim slug?
Oh, that doesn't affect shooting, dude.
Okay,
that's only movement, strength, and toughness if you do get hit. Oh, it's a 4, so nothing. So it is a miss, and that is the end of the 3 activations that Darren gets before Sean gets to go. So Sean's activation will be next. Alright, Sean's first activation, you're going to be group activating with 626 there. Correct?
Yes.
Okay, so who are you going to activate first out of those
I'm going to activate 626 first.
Okay, so you need to make a cool test.
Cool test.
Roll 2d6 and
he gets a cool 5.
Alright, you got to get 5 or higher, see if he gets 2 actions. He does not, he gets 1 action. That is going to help Darren slightly. So what are you going to do with him?
Well, I'm going to turn him around.
Yep.
I'm going to take a shot.
Oh,
no.
Fall down, fall
I'm
down.
going to take a shot at Darren's guy over there.
Okay, so you are at a -1 to hit. So ammo roll, or ammo die.
Ammo die.
And so there we go.
Yep.
Let's see what happens. Okay, so it is 1 hit. You're obviously using the low one,
yes,
I'm assuming.
Yes.
So it does hit. You got to roll to wound now, so you need 3s to wound. Yep. It's a 2, so no wound. Melbex is pinned, so he's face up.
He is pinned?
Yeah. So Mitch over here, because Vince is dead, Mitch over here is going to be the next activation. You need to make a cool test with him, see how many actions he gets. So 2d6.
2d6.
Yep. And he has cool 7, so you need 7 or higher. On the table. Oh, that's not good. You got a 2.
Cock die.
A 2 and a 3. So he only gets 1 action this turn. So you can theoretically turn around and fire at somebody that you can see, like you can see his leader. You can fire at anybody. that you can draw line of sight to. So let's see what happens.
All
right, Sean, so what are you going to do with Mitch for his one action?
Mitch is only one action, so I'm going to test my luck, and I'm going to try and shoot Darren's Grenader up here.
All right, so that is, what is this guy's name again? Your grenade launcher guy. Raditz. You're going to try to shoot Raditz with your las gun. So you are within short range. He does have full cover, so you're at a -1 to your roll. So normally you would need 4s. Now you need 5s. So let's see what you get.
All right, plus it's a rapid fire, so we're rolling a rapid fire die.
Well, you need to roll that die every time you shoot a ranged weapon to see if you're...
Well, it hits.
It's a 6. So 1 hit, so he is pinned. So he goes down. Now you got to roll the wound. So you need 5s to wound him, though. That's a big thing, because your strength is 3, his toughness is 4. It's a 1, so nothing. So no wound, but he is pinned. So going back to Darren. Darren only has 1 model left to activate this round, which is Fen. He needs to make a cool test to see if he gets 2 actions, because it is the first round. So he is fine with a roll of a 6. All right. Fen's first action for his activation is going to be what?
He's going to move.
All right, he's going to move.
He's going to move around the pipes into cover behind the barrier.
Okay, so he's going to move 4 inches up over here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. He's going to end his movement right there, like so, which allows him to see out through that gap there between the 2 raised areas to draw line of sight to either of those models there without any cover, which is good. Bad for Sean. Good for Fen. So Fen here, he's going to try to make a cool test, correct, to target the plasma gun?
Yep.
Okay, so you need 2d6, roll those, and let's see what you get. Alright, so it is 5, so your cool is 5 on Fen, correct?
Yep.
Double check that.
Yep.
Cool 5, alright, so he can target the guy at the back there with the plasma gun, so now you need 4s to hit him. Let's see, it's a 2, so nothing. But there is stray shots, so 1, 2, 3, you do hit that guy.
Okay.
So roll a d6, yep. It's a 3, so you hit the guy that's in front. So he's now pinned, so roll the wound, so roll a d6. Yeah, so you need 4s to wound, and it is a 1, so nothing. But he is pinned, so he goes face up.
Oh, knocked me.
And you're wrecking the terrain.
With my big arse dice.
So Sean's going to activate Billy the Kid for his next activation, and then we'll figure out what Sean wants to do with the rest, because Darren has no more activations. So Billy the Kid is in line of sight to Fen over there, so he does need to make another 2d6 roll and see how far he goes. So here we go. So a 5 and a...
I just ripped my pants.
So the other d6, see how far Billy the Kid runs.
He's got some big dice in his pants.
He has some big dice in his pants. Roll it on the table! Roll it on the table!
Oh. Son of a gun, alright.
Alright, so 7 inches. He's going to move 7 inches and end outside of line of sight of everybody, which probably the best place would either be right back in the back if he can get there. So there is a door that he can run through on the other side. There's a door right there, the bronze one. So yeah, they're ruined, so I just basically say that the doors are open. I actually tried cutting it, but I don't have a sharp enough knife to do it. So Billy the Kid ends his movement over here. We were actually just chatting about Billy the Kid. He might be the luckiest guy in the entire game because he broke and ran, and then he ran again. He might rally at the end of this turn, maybe. And if he does, he gains an experience. But then, if he runs off the board edge, which he just has to be within an inch of the board, so his next turn's moving, we'll take him there, and you can put him out of line of sight again. He gets another experience from that, then 1 for participating. For running, Billy the Kid could potentially earn 3 experience this game. So Sean's going to activate next group activation. It really doesn't matter at this point in time because you're the only one with models left. 627 and Rook over here, so we'll see what happens with them. Okay, starting off with 627 here. Sean, what are you going to do?
I'm going to move him to cover over here.
Okay, so we've already measured as well, so he is in range to move over that way. So go ahead and move him if you want.
Actually, I have to do a cool test.
Oh, you do. It is first round still. So 2d6, just roll it right here, dude. Roll it somewhere close to where I'm
5 or above.
Yep. And he does get it with a 7, so he does get both of his actions, so he's going to be able to move over that way. And he's going to turn his facing that way.
Yep.
So you're going to have, there's going to be partial cover for the leader over there, for Iron Jaws. I'm assuming you're going to shoot him?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you get a you get a +1 to your roll, because you get a +2 for being in short distance, because you're going to use the low setting, I'm assuming, or you're going to use the large setting, actually. That does determine.
I think I might use the big setting.
You're going to use the big setting. Interesting.
Let's have fun, shall we?
Okay, so for the second action after moving, you're going to play a card. What's the card called?
I'm going to play a card called Double Fisted.
Okay, so it allows you to make 2 shots with 2 different weapons. But they have to target the same guy.
Yes.
So you have your plasma gun, and then you're going to use your auto pistol.
High setting, yeah.
And you're going to use your high setting for your plasma gun.
Yes.
Okay, you are in short range, so you have a +1, but you have a -1, so it's a straight up 3 up to hit. So let's see what happens. 3 up. Okay, so it is a 6. It's not rapid fire.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So you only hit once. Okay, so now you need to roll a 3 to hit.
Okay, sure.
Or 3 to, yeah.
What's he doing now?
Well, this is just finalizing his thing. Are you playing a card?
Yeah.
Okay, what card are you going to play?
I don't know if it happens right now.
Yeah, so you do it right now. Play this card after an enemy completes an attack with a ranged weapon. So he's completing the attack right now, so you're going to play Click. So that gun is out of ammo. The plasma gun. That's right. So now, roll the wound, see if you wound. Alright, it is a wound, and you have no armor save versus it. So
Plate, nothing?
okay, so normally if he was using the low setting, Iron Jaws would still get his armor save, but it's a -3 AP, so no armor saves are allowed from Iron Jaws. It is a damage 3 because you are using a high setting, so he has 2 wounds, so one is ignores the first damage, then he gets to roll 2 damage dice to see what happens to him. So, seriously injured. So he goes face down. Next up is the auto pistol from the double fisted card. You're not in short range, but you are within range.
Yep.
So roll a d6. You do have the -1 to hit, so you need 4s. So it is a miss.
Yep.
Rook is up next for the group activation. Where are you going to do or go with him?
Let's find out.
Indeed, indeed. The Rook needs a cool test to see if he gets 1 or 2 actions this turn for his activation. And re-roll that because it is cocked. So you need to get 8 or higher. So that is good. So he gets 2 actions. Rook's going to be moving for his first action, so he's just going to be moving up the pipeline there.
Yep, it's right here.
It's almost like the Alberta pipelines, you know, that's what's happening. He's fighting over the Alberta pipelines here in Killjoy's Landing, which is just another phrase for Cortha Lakes, which is nowhere near Alberta, but, you know, hey. So then second action, you're going to shoot?
I'm going to shoot, yes.
All right, you do have an auto pistol.
Yep.
Which is good. You do get your bonuses for being in short range because you're only like 3-4 inches away from them.
Yeah.
So what is your bonus for hitting?
+1 for accuracy.
All right. So you're needing 5s normally. There's no cover, so you need 4s to hit him.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Right,
Can you hit him?
And
It's a 6. Hits him once, so he is pinned. Roll that die again to see if you wound him. You need 5s to wound. It's a 1, so nothing. So he's just pinned, face up. Last activation for the round is Sean's leader, Senisken. That's right. And what are you going to do with him?
I'm going to use the Overseer trait.
Okay.
And I'm going to order JF626 to aim and shoot
at him. All right. So he's going to turn to face him, obviously. He's going to aim. So you... Are you using a high or low setting?
I'm using low setting.
Low setting, all right. So you get +2, +3, -2, so you get a +1 to your roll in total.
Yep.
So, and -2 just because he's in full cover. So you get +1 to your roll. So your ballistic skill is 3 normally, so you need 2s. All right, 2s to hit him. Okay, so it is a hit, 1 hit, so roll the wound. You need 5s to wound because he did use his stim slug stash this turn, so you need 5s to wound him. It is a 2, so not a wound, but he is pinned. Nice. Probably the best option for you at this point in time. Going into the end phase here, we got to see if anybody bottles. So, Sean, you have one guy that is out of action. You don't have any other seriously injured individuals. So even if you rolled a 6, you added that one guy that is out of action, you cannot bottle. Okay. Darren... You had 5 guys, and one of them is seriously injured on the board. So you need to roll a d6 and add 1 to it, and you're hoping that it's low, because if not, you're going to be bottling. All right, so you are bottling, which isn't necessarily a good thing. Okay. So now, in the end phase, you have to test your stim slug stash as well. So 1, 2, 3, they will overload. Or sorry, 1, 2, they overload. So do your leader first. 1. So it overloads on your leader. So now you need to make an injury roll for him. Yeah. Alright, so he's taken out of action. That is not good. So roll 2d6 One's being the 10 column, one's being a 1s column.
I'm confused what's going on.
You overdose on drugs. So 33, not bad. We'll see what that is. So that's that roll of 33. His leader that was over there behind the barricade, it went into recovery because he received a grievous injury. So here's a test for his stim slug stash. See what happens to him. So he's fine. Nothing happens to him. Also during the end phase over here, Sean has to test to see if that guy rallies. So he has cool 7. So let's see what happens there. Does he rally or not? He is not rallying, so he has a 6. So he is not going to be able to get away next turn. Okay, so we're going to start the next turn. We got to roll for priority, though, to see who has it. And then see who has the drop. So Darren, you're going to roll a 2. Sean, you're going to roll a... Let's see what you get. 5. So Sean has it. So now we go into the beginning of the activation phase. Darren has bottled. So at this point in time, he can choose to opt to leave and run away from the ambush. Because he's already taken out one guy of his opponent's army, or gang. So he's already put one guy out of action. And Sean hasn't actually gotten anybody off the board. So at this point in time, Darren will gain, if he does bottle, or does choose to flee and the game ends, everybody is not engaged, they're only pinned, so they'll flee automatically and be removed, so there's no minuses there. But Darren will gain extra experience for his leader because Sean hasn't been able to get anybody off the board. Because there's no true victory for one side or another during this scenario. Unless it's the skirmish one, which we're not playing, we're doing the campaign. And really the only loss that Darren has is the fact that his leader is gone into recovery from the stim slug stash. So that's really up to you what you want to do.
Well, boys, we're going to have to
you're gonna
flee.
You're gonna
so that
flee.
I have at least a gang when I get back.
That
to
is
the
true.
Next game.
All right, so that is that. So we will come back afterwards to see what happens with everybody, income and stuff like that. Okay, so we're going to go into the rewards section of the campaign. So we got to determine who gets what. So rewards, first off, each fighter that took part in the battle earns 1 XP. So even if they're in recovery, they still get that one because they did participate. If none of the defenders escape, the attacker's leader gains 1 XP. So none of the defenders escape. So your leader, Iron Jaws, Darren, also gains 1 XP from that. We almost forgot, when Melbeck's shot Sean's one model and took him out of action, he was within 6 inches of Iron Jaws. To see if he gets his extra experience, he needs a leadership test on Iron Jaws, which succeeds, because it's a 5+. And so Melbeck's, technically from taking that guy out of action, gains 2 experience. Okay, so now that everybody's earned their experience, you go into the reputation section for the rewards. So if more... It says attackers in the books, but by reading it, it should be defenders. So if more attackers escape than went out of actions, because attackers can't escape the board, only defenders can, the defender gains 2 reputations. So Sean, as a defender, didn't have anybody escape the board. So he doesn't gain 2 reputation for that. If more attackers went out of action than escaped, again, so I think it should say defenders, because they can't escape the board as attackers. So if more defenders went out of action than escaped, the attackers gain 1 reputation. So Darren gains a reputation from that. Then the gang with the lower gang rating gains 1 reputation for each full 100 points. So Sean's gang rating for this was 995.
925.
And
so that's 3.
And well, it's full gang rating, right?
Okay,
so your gang rating is 925, and Darren, your current gang rating was 625.
Right.
So you are down. You get 3 reputation from that, but you bottled, so you get -1 reputation.
So
yeah, so you should have 3 reputation right now from the end of this round. So Sean here has to see if he captures any of Darren's guys. So Darren has 1 guy that went out of action, and how you calculate this is you roll 2d6 and add the number of opposing fighters who went out of action, including those who succumbed to their injuries. Darren didn't have any other guys that succumbed to their injuries. It was just his leader, Iron Jaws, who was taken out of action. So roll 2d6 and add 1 to this roll. It's 13 or higher, you randomly capture one of his guys.
No.
It's a 7. I saw the 6 there, and I was just like, oh, is the other one a 6? But no, it's a 1. So Sean does not capture any of Darren's models. So because this is cycle number 1, neither guy gets to collect their income. Then turf-wise, so they've already done the rewards. So we go into gaining and losing and stealing turf. Any gang is often hard to define. After a gang's turf size is increased, which your turf size wasn't increased, you roll a d6 and add that amount. If the result is 7 or higher, you gain a special territory. So your turf wasn't increased by this game, so that doesn't play out. Reputation we already did. So now we're going to go into post-battle actions for both games. Or gangs, not games. Darren here, he has one post-battle action because his leader is in recovery and was taken out of action. So what are you going to do with him? Work the turf to gain the credits?
We need a few bucks.
Alright, so roll a d6 and times that by 10. That's cocked. So re-roll that. Alright, so 40 credits. So you add 40 credits to your stash immediately. Sean is going to use all 3 of his guys to work the turf, just so he can earn the credits. So he gets 3d6 times 10 credits for this one.
Down the street, boys.
Yes, let's see what happens. Alright, so he gets 90 credits put into his stash. So going into step 5 of the post-battle sequence, you go into update rosters. So first part of that is you fighters recover. So Darren had 3 guys that needed to recover because he had Karok, one of his champions, he had Pukes, his Juve, and Arjak, his combat shotgun guy that were in recovery from the last fight versus my Gene Stealer call. Second part is you delete dead or retiring fighters. Nobody has a dead or retiring fighter. Next part is you visit the trading post. So the gang can make any trading post actions described as follows. Hire new fighters, buy or sell equipment. They can be taken in any order. There's no limit to how many times you can perform each. So we'll see if they buy anything for their guys. So for spending credits wise, Darren has opted to spend 55 credits and buy another special weapon for his gang because he wants more shooting power. So he has this guy here that has a grenade, Arjak, who's also at -1 to his movement because he's hobbled. He has been given a grenade launcher with frag and crack grenades. So it costs him 55 credits because he is a Goliath and it's cheaper for them. And he doesn't need to make a rarity test either because they're on the ganger's armory list. So he now has a grenade launcher. Over here, Sean has decided to buy another ganger. So this guy here, what's his name?
His name is Hugh.
Hugh, okay.
Hugh.
Okay.
G. Rection.
Oh, Hugh G. Rection. Wait, hold on. Hugh G. Rection. Okay, got it. Well done, sir. Well done. So he hired Hugh with a lasgun for 70 credits out of the 95 that he had. So he's going to have another member on his team. Here we are, guys, with the after action report. You just saw the match between Darren's Goliath and Sean's Van Saar, or stand-in for Van Saar, theoretically, because they will eventually be getting new models, which look fantastic. And I plan on picking them up, probably a couple of boxes of them, to be honest. And another box of Goliaths, because I do like the Goliaths as well. So I guess, in one sense, the moral victory goes to Sean, because he did kill your leader.
Yes.
But you got the more experience in that out of it at the end of the game.
Yep.
So, and it helped you in a sense, because next game that you play, you should be able to at least buy something, or maybe potentially somebody could level up. Maybe. So we'll see what happens there. Sean, he only gets one experience for all his guys, so it's interesting. What's your thoughts on the game? Good? Bad?
Well, my thoughts basically, it was an ambush for me, so I can only do what is best given to me.
Yeah, and you did. You did. The plasma guns.
Plasma guns are a beautiful thing.
Yes. It was smart, though, for you for that one round where you used the click card, because you took out his one plasma gun, which is fantastic.
Which would have led to something into the next round, but I had to bottle to
save your arse.
Get myself back into the game.
Next game, that is.
Being down as badly as it was.
So you're playing long-term strategy.
I had to start a long-term strategy, whereas I began with you short-term.
Yes. Well, and me, like even me, I'm down a model, right?
Yep.
And you both, your credit rating now is for your gang?
My credit rating is 1,065.
And you are at
1055.
1055. And I'm thinking I'm sitting at, what am I sitting at 935.
I think that's what
935 because there's a 20 difference, 20 credit difference between the champion I bought and the one that I lost. So yeah, I'm down there. I'm down there. Yeah. But we'll see what happens. I do have 7 models going to the next match. We'll see who that is and who I get to play. Still in cycle 1. We'll get 2 matches in there. So Darren, thank you for coming out again.
Yes,
appreciate it. Sean, thanks for coming out. Hopefully you enjoyed the game.
I did.
Impressions were good.
Impressions were great.
Excellent, excellent. Guys, thank you for watching. Please check the link below from a Patreon account. Any support allows us to do what we're doing here at Blackfyre Productions. Also remember to please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, ignite your hobby.